In this section, we'll look at measures of position. With measures of position, we want to know where in the data set a particular value sits. And there are several different methods that we can accomplish this. The first is called a z-score or standard score. A z-score represents the number of standard deviations that a data value falls above or below the mean. The general formula will take the difference of the value and the mean and then divide by the standard deviation. For samples or for populations, we have this same structure. The value is x minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. In general, z-scores are used to compare two values from different populations. Let's see how we would use a z-score. Here's an example. A student graduated from a public university with a debt of $9,342, while her friend graduated from a private university with a debt of $13,021. Use the z-score to determine which student had a higher debt in relationship to their peers. The idea here is we're looking at these two students, the public university student and the private university student, and we're comparing their amount of debt to other students in that same situation. So I'm going to color code some values for us. We'll let green represent the public university and yellow represent the private university. And I have this formula for a z-score, value minus mean divided by standard deviation. So for our public university student, her value was 9,342. The mean for public was 8,519 divided by the standard deviation 5,968. Using our calculator, first put in the numerator. We have 823 on top, divide by the denominator, and we get 0.1379. Let's take a look at the private university student. Value 13,021 minus the mean 11,937 divided by standard deviation 8,701. .1246. And then in comparing these two numbers, which one is higher? The higher value is the one that's farther away from the mean. So if we are comparing this one public university student to the private university student in relationship to their peers, the public university student's debt is higher by comparison. There is extra information given in this problem, and that's that of the median. Recall that our measures of center for mean and median, it will depend on the context of the situation, which one might be better to determine the center of the data. Here for z-score, we never use the median, we only use the mean. We could have negative z-scores. A negative z-score means that the value is below the mean. So in the first example with the public university, we are 0.13 standard deviations, almost 0.14 standard deviations above the mean. So we're really close to the mean, just slightly above it. If the value is below the mean instead, our z-score would be negative.